Andor is already proving that Star Wars could go into a different direction that could be beneficial for this very, very old franchise. This 40-something-year-old franchise could be changed in a good way. If you're not aware, Andor's first 3 episodes came out, and they're pretty good. I'm not gonna say they're, like, amazing. Like, people are saying, like, this is the best thing ever that ever came out in Star Wars. I disagree on that, but it's still pretty good. I like it. It's in the same vein as Rogue One is, which is a good thing, because I think the same writer is working on this show, so I would expect it to be the same quality as Rogue One. But could other shows moving forward be like Andor? Like, could they be more tailored to adults? I would like to see that, because also the animation stuff kinda does tailor to adults. I know it's weird, but it's more how the Hollywood industry works, where the animation is more for adults and live action is more for kids, because live action tends to be more edgy, and little kids, you know, like we all little kids, we all want to see the adult stuff, the live action stuff, the rated R stuff. Andor is a perfect example of doing both. You're taking something that is, you know, like, there's still elements in Star Wars in this, but it's told in an adult way. Now, one thing I think that can be improved upon is to create a balance, because Andor is very into the adult side, so they're making it more realistic and adult. But at the same time, kids can still watch this. It's just on the more edgier side. And that's what caught me off guard in some moments in the episode, where I was off guard, which is a good thing. Because I'm expecting it to be playing it somewhat safe. But no characters say certain curse words that has never been said before in Star Wars, which is a first. And certain scenes with certain innuendos that I can't say that are in these episodes, which I wasn't expecting. And nothing like R-rated in this. It's just one of those things where it's the innuendos and the nods and, like, the wink wink nudge nudge, this is happening, but it's not told to you because this is technically a quote unquote kids franchise. So they can't technically say this is like a place where you go to, you know, do the birds and the bees, you know what I mean, that type of stuff, you know. But should other Star Wars shows do what Andor is doing? I don't think so. And, well, they should, but not in the way that Andor is doing it. I think there should be a balance between having a more kookier, wackier side of Star Wars mixed with the more realistic, human side of Andor. Because Star Wars has 2 different genres, which is the campiness, which is more of the silly stuff, which the prequels encapsulated, and usually the Clone Wars did. You know, a lot of the stuff that Dave Filoni worked on is more in that campy stuff where, like, this is the adventure of the week. Hurrah! Characters have no character arcs. They're just going on an adventure for the sake of the adventure. It's just seeing your characters, or, you know, the main characters of whatever show, and just seeing them on some side adventure. You know what I mean? A Saturday morning cartoon type of show. But also, Star Wars originally started, I mean, yes, Star Wars started as a Saturday morning cartoon type of franchise, the Flash Gordon stuff, but it has evolved into being much more of a serious thing, where characters are human and they say human stuff, and there's impactful moments in it where the plots of the story that are revolved around the main characters. That's what the original trilogy is. You know, it's more focused on the more human, emotional stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what Andor taps into. That's what Rogue One taps into. That's what the sequel trilogy tries to do. And that's kind of 2 sides of Star Wars. That fans, you know, people my age who grew up with the prequel trilogy want more campy stuff. No, Andor is not that. So having there be a mix is what I want to see. Now, I think The Mandalorian does this well. It actually, I think, perfectly does this. And I hope that The Mandalorian Season 3 kind of does what Andor is doing, but still have that campiness. You know, have those, you know, Mando picks up a random alien and flies him across the galaxy, that type of stuff. Seeing the wackier side of Star Wars in live action. Because this is a fictional universe. You can do whatever the hell you want. You open up your imagination. Whatever alien species you want to create, you can create it. So I hope in season 3 of Mandalorian, that is something that the showrunners do, that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau look into, to have that balance. Because Andor, what I'm thinking, because I don't necessarily know if Andor is going to be an astrology style show. I don't know if it's going to be where every 3 episodes is its own story. Is the next episode, episode 4, going to have a previously on showing the previous 3 episodes, or is it going to be a new story? But is it going to be like in the Clone Wars where you can just watch certain episodes out of order, or certain arcs out of order, and will it still work? Because Andor still has a lot of mysteries when it comes to how the show is going to play out. Because a lot of the side characters, who knows if they're going to return? I know the main antagonist of those 3 episodes will return, but the other side characters that Cassian Andor has met, would they return as well? There's a lot of questions to that. And it all kind of comes down to the same narrative point I'm trying to make here, is that could other Star Wars shows do what Andor's doing? I think we have to see how the first season plays out, then kind of revisit this question. The reason why I'm even asking this now is because so far, other shows should do this. Like Kenobi should have done this, but of course in a more kind of focused narrative, because that show, or that mini-series was only 6 episodes. So they could have done the same thing like they did with the first 3 episodes of Andor, because Andor also is 40 minutes per episode. That is the first time I think in a Star Wars show where that's consistent. I hope it stays that way, because every episode of Kenobi was like an hour or so long, something like that. Like the first episode was, but others were like 50 minutes long. Like the times were inconsistent. And that was the case for like the Book of Boba Fett. Some episodes of The Mandalorian were shorter than others. But with Andor, every episode is roughly 40 minutes. That's good. I think this is the first Star Wars live action show that is consistent with itself. So to wrap things up, yes, I do think that other Star Wars shows in the future should be like Andor, where it has that serious tone. But I think Andor doesn't have much of comedic effect. There is no comedy in Andor, which I hope that is fixed, because I think, like, it does make for a very serious watch. Like, if you're someone that wants to laugh, don't watch Andor, because it won't make you laugh. It's a very slow-paced show. But if you really find that right balance where you can make something that's funny, but also have serious moments, then you've struck gold. That is what people want. That's what I want to see in not only Star Wars, but basically everything I watch. I want to watch something that's funny, but also that takes itself seriously and has serious moments, that tells a compelling story, while also having moments where you can laugh at character suspense or situation they're in. Having both that. I understand Star Wars is not comedy, but at the same time, you can still make some funny moments. Have some characters say some lines. Like the absurdity of Star Wars is what makes Star Wars funny. That's not really in Andor, but I hope in future shows they can take what Andor has done, build upon it. Because I think this is a stepping stone for Star Wars shows and also the franchise. I hope that future films see what Andor is doing and apply that to their films. Because Star Wars will be a whole lot better if the shows and movies were similar to Andor, but improved upon. Because there's always stuff to work on. There's always improvement. That's what Star Wars has been doing for the past 40 plus years, improving itself, building upon what has come before. I hope that this is the next step forward in making Star Wars bigger and better than it ever was in the history of the franchise. But that's wishful thinking from me. I'm not a time traveler. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with what I said in this video? Because I'm going to go now, so goodbye, everyone.